All right, so let's get into some of the awards. So Meg did win Best Trending Video. We also had SZA, who won Best R&B.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask you is there really any competition for SZA right now?
Not on. So I was thinking about that. I think the only girl, the R&B girl, who would come close is Victoria Monet this year. Okay, this year, who've released projects. Victoria Monet would be the only girl who would be in competition with her. But SZA, there's nobody. I did not expect anybody else to win that award other than SZA.
I think she's really one album away from just really cementing herself in superstar status.
Yeah.
Her last few projects have been super duper successful.
Yes.
And like you just can't really deny like her trajectory right now. It's really going up.
And then she keeps looking better and better. Like it's only up from here for SZA.
Yeah,
which I love.
I can't even think of anybody who's close second right now.
No,
because everybody else that would be relevancy wise would be like Afrobeats people right now, like not someone who really falls in that R&B genre.
Like a Thames, yeah,
who can kind of flirt R&B and Afrobeats type stuff, but I don't see no one else that's just an R&B act that's gonna be touching her right now.
I can't think of anybody like not Janae. Janae, I don't know if she's released a project this year. I know she released like baby music, but.
That's messed up too that she didn't get. I see why she wasn't there because that's messed up. She didn't get to present it like on stage. R&B. They didn't let her come up. They didn't do it on stage. It was just like a
but a lot of
montage. They did a lot. You're right. I'm not trying to say it's like a but R&B just seems to be getting shafted. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it usually does. R&B is an award that usually gets presented off screen at the Grammys. So
one of them that was on screen though was Pop Artist of the Year.
Yeah,
or Pop Song of the Year, which was Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, with Espresso.
And so what I was just saying is like, because she performed too, right?
Yeah, she did.
She performed. She was pretty good. I wasn't mad at it. I don't feel like she's probably the greatest performer, but
yeah,
I think
she's in her earlier years.
I think she's still finding herself too with it.
Yeah,
because like I didn't hear too much of her really singing. It seemed like it was a lot of it because she was doing a lot of moving. It was a lot of the voiceover.
Yeah, you could tell that it wasn't a complete like lip syncing moment.
Yeah.
You can tell that she was singing live, but the background vocals were very loud.
And it just takes away from it for me. Like, you think I do one or the other for me? I hate when they try to sing over their vocals because it just sounds bad as somebody at home.
It's odd, yeah.
So I don't know how it sounds actually there in the concert, but at home it sounds horrible. But I think that, again, she has the look. She's getting all the press. She's got love from all the other social media all the other pop girls. So, I mean, I think it's just inevitable. As long as she don't like pull up some no crazy drug habit, I think we might have that. Our next pop girl. Yeah,
I think it's between her and Chappell Roan.
Let's bring her up. She also won New Artist of the Year.
Yeah, so Chappell won Artist of the Year, and while she was
over Tyla.
Yeah. I thought Tyla was gonna win, but then I was like, no, Chappell might win because the way she's been received this year, like everyone absolutely loves her. I think she's a talented songwriter. I think her aesthetic is very specific. She reminds me of Lady Gaga. When I was watching her performance, I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen anybody since Lady Gaga that I was like, this could be the next Gaga.
Like she did the whole Jonah Arc aesthetic for her video, and I enjoyed that. It kind of like told a little story of it. And it's funny where it's like that's just so like traditionally and like stereotypically like the feminist archetype to use, but the way that she did it and spun it felt fresh and original a little bit.
Yeah, and then the outfit that she accepted the award in was like a knight's undergarment. It was gorgeous. I can't wait to see what she looks like next year, because she's definitely going to be at the VMAs next year too, with a bigger budget, with even more people knowing who she is. I think she's going to fully take over, and I can't wait to see what her brain thinks of. She is a lesbian, and she's a very like huge ally and supporter of the LGBTQ community. She had Sasha Colby, who is a drag queen. She's also trans. Bring her out. Like, she's very connected with the drag community.
Yeah, she shouted them out in her speech.
Love her.
No, she did her thing with that. Then also we have K-pop is definitely a cheat code. Like Lisa?
Yeah.
The fact that you think that you can come out to America with just a one name being Lisa, Like, yo, you a bad chick. Like, and then her performance was dope.
So let me tell you a little bit of something. A little something about K-pop. Usually K-pop idols train for like minimum of 5, usually average 7 to 10 years before they debut. Their contracts are however many times, 5-7 years in the group. And then if you stand out enough in the group to become solo after your contract is over, then they'll do that. But to get to that point that Lisa has gotten to was a decade of training and then another decade of being famous as fuck while being perfect in front of the Korean public and the entire world, and having them fall in love with you so much so that now you have a solo contract. She is a well-oiled machine of artistry.
Yo, it's funny because I say it's a cheat code because when you listen to especially the song that she performed, it's like the best parts of like every other pop song that's ever came out. Like she had like Christina Aguilera parts that sounded like, she had some runs that kind of sounded like Katy Perry and stuff. Like even her look a little bit was kind of like an homage to Katy Perry if you want to go with that.
It kind of gave me Britney. No, it was more Britney.
No, yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah,
they did that. They've shown Britney love too because they did the whole thing with Megan where she had the snake and she started. Like, getting scared
Megan
about
had
it.
The snake. Yeah,
so they
she was
did
like,
the whole.
Somebody come get the snake.
So they did they brought a lot of homages to the old VMAs. So that's why I felt like it just felt like that. Refreshing. Like it wasn't old stale shit.
I like watching K-pop performances. They're so crisp and professional that like there's no way that you can't enjoy watching them do what they do.
And then our girl Taylor, she cleaned up video of the year.
Yeah,
her and Post Malone.
They usually do.
They won the first award in the last one. Yeah, she won the first award in the last award.
Yeah, open it and close it.
Hey man, that's how you got to do it.
Like at
Big
this
Taylor.
point, Taylor is the industry.
No, Big Taylor, you got to put respect on it. All right, so was there any other awards? Awards before we get into
awards? No, there's no other awards that I wanted to get into.
Okay, let's get into the performances because there were a lot. We're gonna touch on some. We're not gonna get into all of them.
Yeah, not all of them.
Just the ones like Camilla. She left a lot to be desired. Left a lot of meat on the plate.
I did not like her outfit. I did not like the performance, and I did not like the song.
But then also too, like the fact that like you were being promoted the whole time during the VMAs. You were on that commercial like 600 times.
It was like a Bacardi commercial or something.
You literally with the main alcohol sponsorship, and then you give us that. It was so flat.
And then came out and gave us nothing. We were starving.
Yeah, we said Lisa did her thing. She was dope.
Lisa's amazing.
No, she was amazing. Let's get into this Megan part.
I just wanted to say it took the award shows a little while to embrace K-pop. If you are ever on Twitter, you know them K-pop stands, they're rampant, like they're very passionate. And I'm surprised that it took like last year, I think they started inviting K-pop idols to perform at the American award shows. I don't know why it took y'all so long, but I'm glad y'all are finally doing it.
Last part, bro, we did forget one award. Tyla did win Afrobeats award.
Oh yeah. So
what I wanted to ask the question is because she went on stage and in her acceptance speech, she made a concerted effort to shout out all the Afrobeats people who were nominated, but then said, hey, Afrobeats isn't the only music that comes out of Africa.
It's not one umbrella, like all African music is in Afrobeats, she said.
Yeah. And she was basically, I feel like she was saying and communicating to the world that she is in Afrobeats. So would you feel like that?
Because I don't want to like get into it too much because I'm not sure what all of the genres of African music are. I would say that maybe Tyla leans towards Amapiano a little bit more because of like the drums and bass and the beat of the music that she usually makes. And the producers that she works with are usually Amapiano producers. So she probably got up there and was like, I don't make Afrobeats, I make Amapiano, which is a completely different genre of music. And then there are Congolese music sounds completely different. It's more like string heavy. There's different sectors of African music. So yeah, she was like, y'all, this is progress, us having our own like category. But I just want y'all to know that like it's not an umbrella and there's lots of variety and Africa's a big ass continent.
And oh my goodness, I love Tyla so much. She is such a doll. When she got up there, she said, guys, I can't hold the award. It is so heavy.
Yeah, she's like, you know how I am with awards because she's done that she did that at the last award show too.
I was just like, oh my goodness.
You know
somebody
funny?
Take that from her, please.
You know what was funny?
Little Nas X.
She was like handing it over and Hallie was just standing there like, bitch, I'm not taking that shit from you either. I'm dainty too. I just gave birth. And then Lil Nas took a little too long because he was like, I'm a homosexual.
See, and that's the problem. You think just because you take it mean you can't be a gentleman. Just because you gay don't mean you cannot not be a gentleman. Like that should have been the first thing you did, Lil Nas X.
It took him a little while to realize that he's the one that should be grabbing that.
And you glad that shit that I saw about you was old.
But then Chapel, you know, because when she was accepting her award, she had her notes in her diary, and she put her award on the ground instead of trying to pass it to somebody. I was like, ooh.
I like that. I like that. Lil Nas X, you disappointed me, man. I went out on a limb with you a while ago about your career. You make me look stupid. I'm just gonna say that. Making me look like an asshole.
Yeah,
tighten up.
Your music takes are usually
I'll be somewhere in the good realm of things.
Shaky ground. So
I was expecting
your political takes and your like social media and like pop culture takes on point, but music,
whatever. All right, so we got to get into, I think it's probably what the biggest performance like outside of like the two legacy acts. Megan. Okay, so Megan went out. She did her thing.
She did. And Megan's been working out. She looked good. The voice control is there. The dancing is there. The body is there.
I want to say this though, before we get into what she did on stage. I want to say this. So the last 2 years, the VMAs have been hosted by Nicki Minaj.
I did not realize that the last 2 VMAs has been hosted by her. I remember last year was hosted by her.
And the year before that.
Yeah, so, and I didn't enjoy her hosting last year, by the way.
Oh, I mean, one of the years we liked it. Last year we did like it because we have it on tape where we talked about. Remember, she was going crazy. She was shitting on all the girls. It was before the album came out.
Well, was it the year before? I didn't like probably.
We didn't have the podcast then.
Okay,
we didn't do the podcast then. But last year, you and I we had our video. We was champion because she was shitting on all the rap girlies.
She was being messy as fuck.
And Megan came back, and I think this is strategic because, like I said, she came with that bob. A somewhat look.
She performed his.
Yeah, and she performed his. But I said she kind of looked like Nicki with the bob and stuff.
Oh yeah,
with the kind of look that she came with to start off. This is obvious shit. She did the snake shit with the anaconda, which is Nicki's song, going into his song. Like
but her entire rollout has been reptile themed.
Yeah, but I mean that's still a nod to.
And then that's a nod to Britney, not
true.
Nicki.
But that's also a nod because she did the anaconda. Like.
Yeah, I feel like that point specifically is a little
I'm
bit
trying
more
to tell
of a
you,
stretch.
this was a attack. But we're gonna get into about this whole Nicki situation in just a little bit, but how big this goes.
She performed his, and then she didn't perform a lot of it, but she definitely made sure to get that Megan's Law bar in there.
No, she made sure we heard. That was the thing she said with her voice.
She enunciated.
Yeah, she said it with her
These
chest.
These hoes don't be mad at Megan.
They be mad at Megan's Law.
Period.
So yeah, she definitely went at you, Nicki. I think that is just one of the biggest takeaways just from the VMAs, just seeing like Megan doing this. This is a power play. We can't act like it's not. She is vying, like she is vying for that top spot of being the #1 rap girl. And I think at this point right now, it's pretty evident, like it's hers to take.
Yeah.
Like Nicki.
Either hers or Glorilla's.
Nicki still has a fan base. Nicki is still dominating and doing her thing, but I think just due to a lot of the financial issues, the fact that a lot of people are dumping money into Megan.
She has a lot of money.
It's really clear that the stuff that Nicki Minaj is saying, and we'll get into it in our later topics, but it just shows like when you look at this whole VMAs and just see like the little things, the nods, the little attacks she was doing here and there, like it was just so evident that I'm coming for you, and it's up. And it's up and it's stuck.
This beef doesn't seem to be done. Meg was just, I don't know, I don't remember which. I think it was a Rolling Stone article, but she just did an interview where she talked about the fact that she don't know what the fuck Nicki Minaj problem was and still does not know to this day. She was like, I don't know what the beef was.
I mean, maybe telling a 40-year-old woman that she's going to keep her first child that she was pregnant with could probably rub her the wrong way, but you never know.
As a young girl, I feel like your instinct is to be like, kill the baby. I don't know. I know that's my instinct, and I'm almost 30 years old. I be forgetting that we are old enough to take care of children. I be like, oh my God, what are you gonna do? Should you kill it? Oh shit, you're married. Like
that's just a sick thing to just say, like off rip too, young. Like that's freaking nuts.
That's just naturally where my mind goes.
All right, so then they did the Vanguard Award.
Yes.
The Video Vanguard Award, and man, my girl, Katy Perry.
This man is in love with Katy Perry.
I've never told you that. Yeah, she learned for the first day that I actually have like Katy Perry is like kind of like my out of my top 5 of white women, but I have a on the low ups. She's just so pop to me. Like when I see her, I just feel pop music. Like all of her songs, like she see me singing them. Like I was going crazy.
He stood up during Katy's performance and then he did one of these.
I had to get into it. I was feeling it.
He was singing Firework. I was like, I am dry.
No, I had to get into that. And I think another thing that made her upset too, because when we go out and stuff, I'm not really like a dancing kind of guy.
No, he never dances to anything.
And she saw me like kick a step or two to Katy Perry.
Like, I don't like that. You can't dance to Haitian music. You don't even try to dance to Caribbean music at all. But this white woman make you move.
It's safer music.
I feel disrespected.
If white people can dance to it, I feel comfortable dancing to it.
I feel disrespected.
So that's why I don't have an issue with that. I get it all, bro. Katy Perry is like one of my favorite pop girlies. Like I don't really talk about it a lot. I don't bring it up a lot. But when her music comes on, I get happy.
I just feel like it's gay that you have a favorite top pop girly.
Bro, when I was a kid,
is that toxic?
When I was a young man,
she don't have a favorite pop girly.
Fair. When I was a young man, she told me she kissed a girl and she liked it.
That was very salacious.
I was aroused.
That was salacious. I was like, lesbianism.
People don't realize, like, no, that was really like an issue. Like, just think about like that was really like a conflict at the time. People were upset about that song being on the radio. Now we're my pussy pink and my booty hole's brown.
Literally, Cardi said, "Come down my throat."
Like it's we've gone to a whole. She said she eat it while it's a gummy or whatever, right?
Yeah.
She eat it. What she say? She eat what dick?
I don't know which bar you're.
She was talking about she eat it.
I don't know which bar you're referring to.
No, she was talking about one where she said she eat it while it's gummy, or she called it. I forgot what she called the dick though. She called it something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying that's just how far we've kind of gone here. Like we've
definitely strayed very far from God.
But Katy Perry did an amazing performance, man. Like
she did. She brought out Doechii for her first,
which was dope.
Her first song. I did not know her and Doechii had a song together. It's a sample of Gypsy Woman, which is one of my favorite songs ever. We have to do our like songs that should be played on our funeral list. We have to do that soon. That's gonna be on the list. But Gypsy Woman, it's a sample to Gypsy Woman. Doechii looked fucking amazing.
No, she was stunning.
There was this one moment where she was laying on the ground and then Katy was like laying behind her and then she did a little twerk. And I was like, "Ooh, that ass is moving like water." And you would think that it's real.
Yeah. I mean, we did see that video where she confirmed that some alterations.
She went on Ricky and Denzel's podcast and she told them that she had just got work done. And I was like, bitch, that looks amazing. She already had super thick thighs, so it doesn't look unnatural at all. Also, I swear to God, I am going to assume she went to SZA's doctor.
I mean, that's where you kind of go with everybody now.
Because if you have direct access to SZA to ask her personally who did her BBL and you can go to that doctor, that's the only doctor you should be going to.
TDE got the good doctors.
Yeah, like
top doctor education.
It would be obscene if she went to any other doctor other than the same person who did SZA's work. I mean, that is some of the best work.
It's a good architect, man. Like, I mean, the guy was a sculptor. The doctor,
he really was. He took his time.
Yeah.
He's an artist.
Way better than God could have did.
What the fuck?
My God. I'm just saying, like, he got God wiped down.
I physically did not know how to react to that.
I'm just saying. And then Katy, she gave an amazing speech after she got her award.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, anytime someone gets an award right after they perform, I'm always like, yo, you're fucking dope. Because, like, I would be exhausted. I wouldn't have nothing to say. I would be like, yo, get me off this stage. But no, like, just to be the queen of pop for my generation, I just greatly appreciate Katy Perry. I'm sorry, my wife, that you had to learn that your husband had this odd obsession with this white woman. But
you know who else? I learned my husband has an odd obsession.
You knew about this though.
Lenny Kravitz.
That's my man's. That's my no homo. That's my man crush.
Homo.
That's not homo.
Homo.
My boy went crazy on stage.
Homo. Like
my boy went crazy.
That nigga was
on
wearing
stage.
a sparkly top that you could see his nipples through, and he talk about no homo. That's my man crush. No, very homo.
No, that nigga was up there had the glasses going crazy, had the frilly feathers, Like
he had the feather boa. He was very Lenny Kravitz out.
Like,
definitely.
Like he showed Lil Wayne how you supposed to rock the unmet dreads. Like it was dirty, but it was a dirty-ish look, but it also looked clean. You know what I'm saying? It was a rough look.
Oh my God. I don't like when people call locks dirty at all. I think it's just a slippery slope. Wayne's dreads though.
Okay.
Dumb shit.
Compared to
dumb
Lenny?
shit. They're not even just dirty. They're
failing.
Structurally unsound.
It's just not a good group of hair.
It's like the locks are on coke too.
Man, Lenny just gave it up so crazy. Like just his first performance, just doing the rock look, like just going straight out. Like I said, it just felt like back in the day, like early 2000s, 2000. Actually, really felt like mid 2010s VMAs.
Yeah,
how live it was.
Lenny ate it up,
and then he, showed Quavo a little love. I'm not really a fan of that song. I love the original.
I'm not a fan of.
I love the original. I don't know why you felt like you needed to do that, Lenny. If you needed money, like you could have just asked. We would have probably bought an album or something from you.
Lenny sounded great.
He sounded great. He was amazing. He was amazing.
So, who else? LL Cool J performed.
Yo, that nigga was out of pocket. Like starting off with Head Sprung, I was pissed.
It was like the opposite side of the coin for him.
I just hate. It was most 100%. Because I'm sitting there like, bro, like Head Sprung to start off.
But that's one of his biggest songs.
No one's ever called you Big Ellie.
They call me Big Ellie. What Big Jelly?
And then that nigga over there, like, he's a fucking giant on stage.
He is ripped.
Like, he's literally the same kind of breath control he had when he was 18.
Which brought me to think about why the fuck Lil Wayne would not be able to do this. That nigga has no breath control.
That's not fair. No, because that nigga LL's on steroids, yo. That's why he didn't take his shirt off.
I'd rather a nigga on
Allegedly.
stage on steroids versus lean.
No, I'm watching. No, but I'm watching LL and I'm thinking to myself, and maybe I need to say pause to this, but I'm thinking to myself, like, you was the no shirt nigga. So, like, why don't you have your shirt off right now if you still that guy? And I'm like, oh, I know why, because you have breasts because of the injections.
Nigga
allegedly.
got titties now because he
can't take the shirt off no more. Them shit's looking a little like Fat Joe.
Can't he just go to Drake's doctor?
But you'll still have it. It'll still look like it's been worked on.
Get the titties worked on.
But it'll still look like it though.
He's gonna have the boob scars.
He's gonna have a line there, and it's just not gonna look like what you wanted to look like.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something though. Even if you're still in shape, should you beat a nigga with the shirt off as a 60-year-old man?
If Lenny got the shirt off.
I feel like rock stars have a completely different set of rules.
Lenny ain't on the sauce though either.
He's never been. Well,
he don't need it. He probably on.
You mean steroids?
Yeah, I mean he's probably done like
drugs in general.
Oh no, I meant like he's probably done like I'm pretty sure. No, I'm talking about Lenny. Just like he's probably done like testosterone. I wouldn't put that past Lenny, where he's done things to keep the energy up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think he was like sitting there taking like the super duper, let me get my arms and shit swole like LL Cool J was.
Rock stars don't need to be swole at all.
I know. Again, this is all coming from out of my head. You know what I'm saying? This is my head canon. It's it's just me talking on my ass. I feel like at least for a good 3 to 5 years he was juicing. Like during that like early 2000s run, when he was doing like Deliver Us from Eva, the movies and shit like that.
Yeah,
he was licking his lips because he was fucking trying to get the testosterone back in there.
LL Cool J had a run for a while. He was the sex symbol.
Yeah, I mean that's what kind of like his 30s was basically him being a grown sex symbol. That's why I was just so weird.
His 20s and his 30s.
He was more of a like the lover boy in his 20s, but like he was actually like that grown man that was gonna take you out and show you, come here baby, let me show you what it is. He was gonna do you all that. But overall, I mean, I'm not mad at his performance. He did good. I didn't realize Public Enemy was Def Jam. I thought they were somebody else, but that's, I guess,
they're Def Jam.
But it was just a good performance overall.
Yeah,
when he didn't do Headsprung. Stop doing Headsprung.
He's not gonna stop doing that.
I hate Headsprung and I hate Switch.
This is the 4th time you've said that on this show.
Anytime I thought the nigga wasn't going to do it.
Remember
the last time he performed, I said thank you for not doing Headsprung.
On a stage like VMAs, I feel like it's inevitable that he was going to do Headsprung.
I'm never calling you Big Ellie.
Let's stop saying Headsprung. Who else came out? So Anitta came out and performed, and she was initially assisted? No. What's the word I'm looking for?
She was talking about her performance, or
yeah, she was there with DJ Khaled and Fat Joe,
or Titty Joe. You saw that video clip of him with the fucking breast.
Yeah. So
and that nasty beard.
The first song that they did was a song that I guess Anitta, DJ Khaled, and Fat Joe have together. I hate it. I've said on this show that I don't like when African Afrobeat artists do the like hip hop
poppy
stuff, because I like the sound that you guys have originally. I had the same sentiment with this. It's not just Afrobeats artists I have this sentiment with. It's the Spanish artists too, like the Latin artists. I like the sound that you have. It sounds better.
I mean, it was my first time hearing this song.
It sounds like a watered down version. Like it sounds like a cash grab. It doesn't sound authentic, genuinely what you would give to us. I don't like it.
It was my first time listening to that song. So like when I see a painted on 5 o'clock shadow, I don't really think I want to listen to the song that's coming out that individual's mouth.
Accompanied was the word that I was fucking looking for.
Accompanied, okay.
Yes, I said assisted.
Yeah, I didn't know what you was meant by that.
Yeah.
But no, Fat Joe, bro. Like if you can't grow it yourself, dog, please stop painting on that shit.
Just give us the round shiny ball.
If you wasn't afraid to show your titties, you shouldn't be afraid to walk outside without a beard.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Yeah, not at all.
But I think
speaking of titties,
I think we have one more performance to talk about too.
Speaking of titties, Glorilla had a
That's
fucking
wardrobe
malfunction.
That's who I wanted to get into, Glorilla.
So she looked great. I think on the stage of the VMAs, this is the best I've ever seen her look on stage with the coat and everything. I love the look. It looked good on her. Proportion wise, it was great. It was high energy. The breath control was there. She was moving around. It was visually captivating. I liked everything. At one point, she's like this. And then it took me a little bit to realize, but her shirt is like hanging open. And I was like, oh shit, she's having a wardrobe malfunction.
We almost had a Janet Jackson moment. We almost got to see them things, boy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Them things is all right. We agreed on that. Remember, we talked about that. Yeah, we did. Them things is all right. That's all I'm saying. But I will say this. I feel like she heard our last show when we talked about her performance and how like she got overshadowed by Sexy Red because she did not play with you hoes tonight.
No, it was a very well put together performance.
She heard she saw that little pad comment you put on her post, Sexy Red, and she came out with that moose knuckle. She came out with that moose knuckle. Let you know.
I feel like last year we were saying that Sexy Red's performance outshined Glorilla, and this year I've been seeing clips of Sexy Red performing, and I feel like she's at a stagnant point right now in her artist development. Like it hasn't been getting better. I literally saw a clip. She was doing a little Kim thing, and then she literally got on the ground and started rolling around with her finger guns.
Yeah,
I was like, this bitch is dumb. Like,
yeah, it's getting embarrassing now. She didn't take the opportunity, and I think maybe because this was never part of her plan, but to like subvert the narrative or subvert like the trope that she was doing.
Smart enough to do that. Yeah, I think she's really just a hood bitch.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of going to be like her breaking point in the fact that Glorilla has been able to progress and move forward and actually shown artist development, and like to the fact of like what Carisha said, her label was telling her like she's actually grown, unlike, Carisha was. Glorilla has actually grown with her art, and I think she's taken the hood chick role from Sexy Red, and it's got to be really obvious in this fourth quarter.
That's why when we had this conversation last, I was like, yes, they are both the hood bitch, but Sexy Red is the hood bitch who gets fucked into the gang, and Glorilla is the hood bitch who fights into the gang.
Yeah.
And there is a difference between those two, and I feel like we're seeing that difference a year later. And I was right. Because Sexy just doesn't give, like, it's a very authentic hood ghetto dumb girl. Like it's not an act. We know this now. Yeah. It's not an act. This is who she is.
This is her IQ. 100%. So I think that's pretty much everything I have for the VMAs. Was there anything else you want to get into?
I saw Glorilla. She was saying that somebody was saying that the label is over sexualizing Glorilla. And then she came out. She was like, "Damn, bitch, I can't be sexy. I can't want to be sexy." And it's like, Yeah, let her. She didn't have money before to get the boobs and the ass and all that. If you give a woman the choice
to build a body,
to be shaped like a little boy, which I can say that because I am that. I'm skinny. I'm not curvaceous. Like, I've always been thin. If you give us the option between being stick thin and having curves, we're gonna choose
thing be
curves.
poking a little bit though. Don't do that.
Don't patronize me.
Thing be poking
Don't patronize me. Let me get my shit
gotta,
off without patronizing
you
me.
got bumped. You got bumped. Don't do that.
But like, if you gave me a choice, I would prefer curves every single time. And if you gave me enough money to go get a reputable doctor to give me a boob job or something that I know I wasn't gonna die, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.